do it.
I'm muted. There we are. Now I'm not muted. Gwen wasn't muted, but I was muted. But anyway.
Hi. I love you all.
hello. Welcome to Get Geeky with Gwen and Jenny. This is our first episode. And I know we are both super excited to be here. And having something to do, right? Right.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
We're gonna do it. All right. So, I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a free-form show for, everybody who's tuned in. We're gonna have some chat interaction going on. Whenever chat has anything to say, feel free to contribute. I think we could do little hearts in chat or something. There we are. And it'll pop up right on screen there so everyone can see that as well, even when this goes over to YouTube later. So I guess first, we should start with, who are we? So Gwen is Gwen and I'm Jenny. No, but seriously.
There it is. We're done. All right, great. Next.
Seriously. So Gwen, what do you do in the tabletop or even like the greater gaming world? I guess if we're getting geeky, what are your geeky credentials, as it were? Since we want people to. Somebody just brought me noodles while I'm on stream. I'm gonna eat these in a little bit.
Oh my god!
Right while I'm.
like
I always get snacks while I'm on stream. But anyways, yeah.
Hashtag dream there, right? All right, so my name is Gwen Marshall. I'm a game designer, and I have primarily published D&D associated content, Ancestry and Culture, and Alternative to Race and 5e. That was me. I've been working with WebDM to publish their Weird Wastelands book, and 2C Gaming to publish their Relics and Rarities book. That sort of thing. But, I also do freelance in other game systems like Savage Worlds and World of Darkness and Lasers and Feelings and all sorts of fun stuff. I would love to work in board games, but I haven't had a chance to yet. And video games, oh my god, that would be great,
board games
right?
and video games. That's like a whole another beast.
Yeah.
That's a dream right there. They are relatable though.
Yeah.
Because this is a conversation I was having with someone yesterday. I don't know, maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody else. I don't know, the other day. Yesterday could be anywhere from actually yesterday to like 3 years ago. Just so everybody's aware.
Yeah, I know. Time has no meaning. We all know.
Time, what is it? It's a construct. But they're technical writing jobs.
Exactly.
As such, like, you're used to writing to spec, you're used to writing to a certain level of audience understanding, knowledge, know-how, etc., and being able to kind of gauge what those are, what sort of language you need to use. So, like, I could definitely see you making the leap to board games.
And goodness gracious, hitting a deadline. It's appalling, having hired many freelancers myself now, that is a challenge for many people. Shouldn't be, but it is.
That is. Hitting a deadline is a very serious challenge.
Somebody once asked me, how do you succeed in tabletop role-playing games as an industry? And I said, hit your deadlines and be nice. Mostly, that's it. And get lucky, to be honest.
Yeah, be in the right place at the right time. Hit your deadlines and don't be a dick.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Honestly, that's the rule 0, going all the way back to the old days. Will Wheaton.
Right? The Wheaton rule, yes. Don't be Absolutely, it applies. It applies.
It always applies. But I mean, it's very similar to to my geeky credentials, as it were.
Mm,
I'm currently the full-time lead editor for Steamforged Games. They make board games and tabletop role-playing games. I focus
mhm,
primarily on our tabletop role-playing games, so Epic Encounters, Animal Adventures, Local Legends, which is a newer brand from us related to Epic Encounters, and then Dark Souls RPG, and
mm,
any other projects that we might have ongoing. But I've also freelanced for Wizards of the Coast, worked extensively with the Adventurers League program there, written several things for it, several interactive epic adventures there,
mhm,
freelanced for Renegade Games. I
mhm.
freelanced for Steamforge before I worked for them. And I've freelanced for tons of little indie publishers.
Yeah, same.
Nerdburger Games being, one of my favorites to work for. I absolutely adore. Um, the Nerdburger himself, Craig. And,
Fair.
and I do editing for him mostly, but whether you're
Yeah.
editing or writing, like doing design work,
Mm,
or development or whatever it is that you're doing, I think like what you said, those are kind of like the things, deadlines, deadlines and deadlines. And also just like being a good communicator. It doesn't matter if you're gonna hit your deadline if like you're
yeah.
gonna get your thing and then go radio silent. People don't like that either.
Right? No, you're right. This being a decent person and saying like asking questions, communicating clearly, right, is really underrated and a strangely rare skill, right? I mean, I do freelance for MCDM and Pinnacle Entertainment and a few other companies, and being able to to understand what they're asking and ask questions. Asking productive questions is like a special skill, I think.
It really
Maybe
is.
because in my day job, I am a philosophy professor and I just run discussions and have for 20 years about like complex, weird ideas. Maybe asking questions about like monsters and game design is in my wheelhouse. I don't know. It works, whatever.
And of course my mom is chiming in.
Your
Um
mom. Is that
with what
what
is a
is it?
deadline?
What is a deadline?
Well, mom.
Well,
Deadlines
mom.
are these very real things that when I'm working on a project where someone's paying me and I'm not paying other people, I'm generally pretty
Mm,
good at meeting. Um,
mm, I
and then
believe you.
yes, professional communication is key, Brian.
It
Uh,
is.
as a professional freelancer yourself, your opinions are super valued here. Mom, your opinions are also equally valued.
We love you, mom.
You're just giving me shit about that project that we still have open that we haven't finished.
Oh, how many years has it been, Ginny? Tell me. I think Ginny's mom is, she has maybe a good case here
We're going
to
on like
complain.
two and a half, mom, 2.5 years. Um,
Okay.
uh, Problem is,
Ms. Love, is it Love Day? Ms. Love Day? Is it?
no,
No,
my
okay,
mom's
well,
Miss Hill, I guess. Um,
Ms. Hill. Well, I get, you have my sympathies, all right?
yeah, for having to deal with
Ginny's
me, right?
wonderful, but, she has a full schedule. I'm sorry. She's so
And then I just
busy.
add things to it, which is another problem with being a freelancer, right? Is
It's
it's
true.
easy to so going back to kind of deadlines, it's easy to overburden yourself.
Yeah. It's so hard to say no to good opportunities, even when you have too many.
You especially when you have too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right. Well, so one of the things we said we were going to do here, and we can kind of bounce back and forth between them, is we said we were going
Mhm.
to, yeah, moderation. Moderation is key. We said we were going to chat about working in the games industry, and we're also going to do a little improv game design. So I'm
For sure.
actually I'm gonna flip to that. Here we
Mhm.
are. Woo! So what do we wanna work on today, Gwen? Do we have like an area? Do we wanna do like an encounter? Do we wanna do like some NPCs, some items, some magic tiaras?
Mhm. Oh, we are both wearing
Monsters?
tiaras.
We are both
I
wearing
love all of those things. I think that I don't know, what about you? What do you
I
most enjoy creating?
I love pretty much
Monsters?
all of it. You know what?
Mhm.
Since we're gonna have help from chat here, why don't we run a poll? Let's narrow it down to three things.
Okay,
So let's
great.
do either a monster, which is pretty straightforward, or
Mhm,
some magic items, or a
mhm.
short encounter. What do you think,
Yes.
everybody? Out of
So
those?
those in chat, which of the 3
Yeah.
do you prefer?
So
Monster,
we've
magic
got
items, or chat? Or I mean, or encounter?
magic items, encounters, tippity type,
Or
or
monster?
monsters. I was like, I have already forgotten.
Three, right? Wow, good thing we didn't go with 5. Oh my goodness. Alright,
Look,
chat, you're help us out,
I think I can
please.
insert. Can I do? I don't know how to do.
A
There were
poll? I
definitely.
don't know.
Oh, there were check marks. There's a thing for check marks.
Artemis, what should we do? Magic items, encounters, or monsters?
Yes. All right.
Brian, what do you think?
Um, and maybe we'll publish all these things that we come up with. So, like I said, um,
Encounters, I see. Artemis says encounters. I don't know. All right, we have one vote for
there we
encounters.
go. I think our vote's there. Short encounter with a magic eye. I swear to God. we, so we just
Dwarftiner.
talked.
Oh,
We,
I
we
wonder who
just
that is.
we just talked about moderation and how we're not going to overburden ourselves. So
Do we need to get the trolls out of here? Is that what you're telling me? Is Dwarftiner a troll? Oh my goodness. Is he a cute troll though? Let's be honest.
He's the troll end of the bridge that you always pay. Although he has paid the troll toll.
There you go. Yeah, did he pay you your mac and cheese? I
He
mean,
brought noodles.
all
All
right.
right.
Well, I will say that we do have everyone's chiming in with encounter. We have Brian says a magic item mimic. That's kind of a fun magic item monster. Count Snackula. Okay.
That's me.
Oh, you're Count Snackula? Okay, I see.
Because uh, it's always a good time for a snack, especially at bedtime.
I mean, I don't blame you. All right, so I think we need. I think what people are telling us is we need an encounter that might have a magic item and a monster. Fuck
All
it,
right.
we're doing all of it.
You know
We're
what?
gonna do it live.
Yeah. All right. All right. An encounter.
I'm ready.
All right. So key features of an
Mhm,
encounter, right? It generally has a location that it
mhm.
focuses around. So I don't know about you, but I've been looking at there's this castle for sale in Michigan. So I've
Okay,
been
wait a
looking
minute.
at
Wait,
like
wait, wait. No, no, no,
traditional
no. Back
castles.
up. Wait, wait. Back up. Did you
Yes.
just say a castle in Michigan? I don't recall any landed gentry, any aristocracy with titles in
No,
Michigan.
but it's a lovely castle. It even has hidden rooms. It's only like $2.5 million or something that we're not buying. But so castles. So let's go like
Castle. Okay, I got you.
like
So, like, very expensive suburban, ridiculous home that looks like
yes.
okay, I'm here for
Yes.
it.
So we're gonna go with suburban castle.
Suburban
Uh
castle. Down the
with
street from
with
the
an
Taco Bell, whatever.
it's a
QT within
suburban.
sight, you're good.
Yeah. Except up here you're more likely to find a QD, quality dairy.
Uh, Oh, oh, wow, yeah, yeah, this is a Michigan thing, apparently. Alright.
Yeah, it is.
Are you pulling Michigan cred on me right now? Fine. Alright, so
No.
I'm ready. Suburban
Um
castle, complete with hidden rooms.
all right. And then, our encounter. Are we
Mm.
doing a
Okay, come on. I think that my initial instinct is the adventurers will be the assumption is they will have to infiltrate this castle and
okay.
face its boss. A suburban Michigan castle means inside is a hag named Karen. They have to fight a Karen
Is she
in
secretly
in the
the
suburb.
realtor?
Yeah, maybe, or just the resident of the
Yeah.
castle in the suburban Michigan town, I think that American suburban castles are
And
ruled by a
I don't want to say to
Karen.
fight. They're going to defeat
Yeah, yeah, you never
Karen.
know. Right, there's many ways. I
Karen.
I just went with hag, but we could go
I
lich, we could go
Oh no,
noble,
yeah,
we
no,
could go.
I would go with Resident Hag, right?
Alright, yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and of course, there are definitely environmental hazards abundant. Um, it's not
Mm.
necessarily the frozen slush moat, but like it's a whole layer of permafrost outside.
Yeah, I think
So
so,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's all
Difficult
difficult
terrain.
terrain.
Yeah, for
So
sure, except the enemies, all the foes have those, what are those things called? Those tracks on their feet? What are those things called?
oh, the
You don't know,
cleats.
like the rubber, like the things that like little rubber strips you put on your shoes that have little spikes in them so you can walk
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
ice.
Ice cleats.
Yeah, yeah, little cleats. So they all have those. Probably the adventurers won't. So it's for them, for your enemies, it's not difficult terrain. But for the
Mm.
player characters, sorry, it is.
Monsters
Yes.
are native to this environment,
Right. So they
right?
don't suffer Yeah, they don't. It's not an environmental hazard for them. What else?
Hmm. I like this. This is going well.
Hmm. So how cold do we want to make it, like super cold, or do we want to make it?
I think yeah. So, you know,
Yeah.
it is, you know, once you get on there, like it's cold, of course it's winter, but like once you get near the castle, it is like supernaturally cold. Um
I
because
like. Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
uh the Karen hag is of course trying to ward off all of the
Yeah.
neighbors.
We could make her a special kind of hag, an ice hag,
Ooh,
right?
yes.
Uh,
An ice hag. A resident. Oh,
the
wait.
resident ice hag. So I like the idea. Here's what I like. I like the idea that once you enter her quote unquote property, you start immediately taking
Shh.
cold damage
Oh
until
yeah.
you enter the building. And what I like about this is it gets the players to rush into the building, perhaps unwisely, without preparation. And then, they get themselves in trouble because they just run in the front door.
Well,
And
it's
I don't know about
important
you,
that
but
you get
have
off
you
the
ever,
lawn.
right? I don't know about you, but have you ever played what was that? The Hill Giant setting, back in against the Giants, right? First
That
edition.
was
That
yeah.
if you ran in the front door again in the Hill Giant setting, you were so dead because like literally like 40 Hill Giants attack you.
I
And
mean,
I just love this idea that like these characters are gonna be like, oh, we're taking damage. Well, you better run inside. Go
I
ahead.
like that. I like that.
Is that mean
So
of me? Am I being
it's
mean?
kind of like a lair
Or a
action
regional effect,
uh
perhaps?
lair area
No.
effect.
Effect, yeah,
Yeah.
regional effect. I'm
So
down with it.
um while on the lawn, you take recurring cold damage,
What, like
which
2d6 maybe?
mm, so what level are we going for here? Is this for beginners or is this like an intermediary or
I was not imagining it like first level because
no?
honestly you
You
just
can't
can't
fight a
do
Karen
very
at
much,
first level.
right? You don't fight a Karen, they will crush you. Let's say 5th to ninth, like tier 2, 5th to 10th.
I like that. All right. Um, mid tier level. We'll go with like 7 to 8 ish.
Yeah, it
Ideally,
works. Yep.
I have to remember to stop clicking on the little Google Doc inside of inside of OBS because I can't type there.
No, you have to type in the separate, right? Yeah, for sure. Let's see what people are
Ooh,
saying.
I love that,
Yes.
buddy. A hidden underground grotto. Oh.
Yes. A hidden
Oh!
jacuzzi.
So has Karen been learning from banshees?
I'm
Oh,
here
I
for it.
like that.
Yeah,
Screeching ability. I like that.
I like
I'm
the
gonna I'm
idea.
gonna add that here.
Yeah, alright.
Um,
Screech, yeah, Karen
screech.
definitely screeches.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Um,
ice hag has a screeching ability for sure, and there can be small hearths where you can huddle for warmth,
mhm.
but yes, the monsters know where they are. And there I love this, there's an underground grotto with a jacuzzi that doubles as Karen's cauldron. I like the idea that you would come across a room with a jacuzzi, and if you get in the jacuzzi, you can, like, be resistant to cold damage, but then the
Ooh.
Karen can, like, has some sort of access to you because you've added you know, your body to the soup.
I really Alan, if you're watching, can you drop a link to that stupid mansion? Like the actual because it has that room of mirrors. Just so everybody could see the mansion that I'm talking about, if you want to.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because I love that somebody's
Yes.
like, it has a hallway of mirrors because there were a series of like 3
Mhm.
pictures where I'm like, is this a mirror maze? This is a mirror maze. Why is this a mirror maze? Inside of a house that
Oh,
somebody's
yeah.
ostensibly meant to live in.
I love it. I love it. I'm a fan of a mirror maze. I went at one a couple weeks ago, actually. There's one here in St. Louis. In
Mm.
the, Union Station has a mirror maze, and it's actually really effective.
It's been
Takes,
on
like,
the
20 minutes to find your way out.
I mean, Brian, lovely idea, but it's been on the market so long that I have serious concerns about what is wrong with this castle. Aside from it,
How
being
much
a
are they
castle.
selling it for? Just
Uh,
FYI, ballpark.
it was less than 3 million, I think.
Less than okay, that's a big range of money, but okay.
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, it's a it's a tidy sum of money. Don't get me wrong.
Mm, yeah.
But as far as castles
I was
go,
like, couple 100 grand, maybe I'd look into it, but couple
no,
million? No.
it's in Rochester, Michigan, which is an affluent suburb of Detroit.
2.5 million. Oh my god, it is a castle! Holy fuck. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the photos, pardon me, but oh my what? Oh my
Um,
god, the interior looks wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
this is not
I
just a
could bring that up for
castle.
a second. So, I can show the pictures here. So for everybody who's watching this later, it's a castle. Like it's a castle. This is the castle that I was envisioning in my mind. It's in Detroit.
Yeah,
It
right? Like, yeah, it
it's
has, like, a
it's
portcullis.
very castle-y. Looking through them real quick, see if I
My
can get
god. Yeah,
to the
right?
mirror
I
room.
mean, like, the white and the wood oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of the
it
rooms look
has
more modern,
a little dangerous
but, like, look at that.
staircase.
That's, like, down to the dungeon or something? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then it has there's a hidden room right there. I
Of
believe it's
course,
under the
yeah.
child's room. Or whatever this room is. I guess this was their child's room, who knows.
Love Day
Um,
Con.
and then there was a full tavern down in the basement.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah.
What happens at Love Day Con? I wanna know.
But then there's a mirror maze. The mirror maze,
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
right?
I gotta say,
And
like,
like
how
a
many
full dungeon.
bedrooms is this?
Not that many. It is only 5 bedrooms, 7 bath.
Okay,
But
well, can
it
we get 5, like, people
is
together? 5 couples even?
6,000 square feet. But anyways, so that's the castle I'm
5
envisioning
couples together
where
divided by
our
2.5, that's still $500,000 a person. That's a shit ton of money. Okay, well, if the price comes down, let me know.
um
Jesus.
yeah, it would be an endeavor, an investment. It would have to be like a you know,
Yeah,
um a destination thing that it would
yeah,
just be a
yeah.
business we ended up
If I
running,
won the
right?
lottery, I'll let you know. Okay, we can split it.
But anyways, so hallway
That's
of
your
mirrors,
okay,
um, absolutely. All right,
yeah.
so we got some good going on here. All right, so our unwitting Oh my gosh, new follower. This little
Boop,
cat
boop.
in a teacup that pops up when you do that, and I love it.
I know, right?
I
So
don't know why
cute.
I don't know why teacup is like this. But it is. Um but yeah. Look at the teacup again.
It's me.
Oh. But it's timeshare, clearly. Uh, Artemis, we're clearly creating a timeshare here. Um, I mean, that's not the worst idea. But okay, our unwitting adventurers have stumbled upon this suburban castle, where they've encroached, past the perimeter unwittingly, and suddenly they start to feel this deathly chill come over them. Um, and there's this warm, inviting glow that beckons them from just over the bridge, the front door. Nice, inviting, you know, um, lanterns with candles there flickering on either side, basically calling you to come inside. And so they
Mm.
do. They hasten to the front door,
Oh.
which opens. And then they're greeted with this grand foyer, which is, of course, staffed by automatons. Would they have? Would she?
Hmm.
Would she have? Would she have real servants?
I could imagine automatons, or let's start with maybe like ice golems.
So constructs of some sort, right?
Yeah, I like
I
that.
think
Yeah,
we're. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
we're. I think we're agreed. Like, I mean, Karen may have used to have had real flesh and blood servants, but
Well,
she
she's a
hungers.
Karen. Yeah, it happens. She absorbed them. It happens.
Okay,
Karens
so
get hungry.
we go into our first room there, where we're greeted by an ice golem.
Yeah,
He's nice. He's fine.
yeah.
He greets you. He
Very
says,
butler-like, right?
"Yeah, yes." I'm trying my hardest not to just instinctually name him Gerard.
Gerard Jeeves, perhaps. Hello. He's very
Gerard,
cool because he's
Gerard the
made of ice,
butler.
after all. Gerard is welcome to my lady's estate. Right?
Mhm,
This
mhm.
way, please. Beckons you in.
Okay, okay. No, this is nice. So they're like, oh, a friendly little snowman, right? Um, this is nice. Yeah, so he's inviting you in.
Mm,
Lead you on through um to the kind of living area where there's a bar
Airbnb.
set up, of course, and
Mm.
they'll offer you an array of refreshing beverages. Some of
Wow.
them, I think,
Mm,
are perfectly fine. Tasty hot cocoa, maybe some boozy hot cocoa, even. And then
sure.
others
Omnish
are,
coffee, if you will.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, Others perhaps a little less so. Maybe they're uh teas that cause confusion or whatever, but all
Oh,
very like subtle things, right? Because we still
mm,
want to be luring people in. False sense of complacency.
yeah.
All right. So then, Gerard Jeeves will let you explore.
Mm,
All right, so you start exploring. I think Artemis, yes. I think we're gonna find frozen figures, but I don't think we want to find them immediately, right? That'll set off the alarm bells.
mm,
So she'll let Gerard will let you explore. He'll say, welcome, make yourself at home, and then he's gonna go find the mistress.
mm,
Mhm. All right. So if we start exploring, so we've got a couple of rooms. We've got, of course, we've got a kitchen. We've got a library. We've got a study. We've got,
mm.
I know there was like a wine room. I think it's on a different floor, but whatever. Um, some bedrooms upstairs, some hidden rooms that we could potentially find. A whole dang tavern in the basement, of course. And
Of
then
course, yeah.
we will get to our mirror maze. All right, so we're exploring. Um, so we found one hearth. We've huddled around it, and this seems to bring some cheer, some hope back to our
Mm,
to the souls of our weary adventurers. I like that. Um,
mm-hmm.
and then I think after experiencing the hearth, Maybe that's something we interact with. Maybe we do some sort of save there to see if they feel charmed, a
I'm
charmed
suddenly
effect.
having like a like a Dark Souls moment where that's like you're resting at the fire, and it's like you go off and let's make it super deadly for a minute, and then you reawake at the fire if you die. That sort of thing, right? You're like, what sort of game is this Karen playing?
The
It'd be kind of fun.
deadliest game, which is an entirely
Mm,
different book. Of course she's hunting people.
yes, well, she's wants you to, ultimately,
Use
admit
her
that
to
she is
win.
superior, but she
Yes,
wants to toy with you beforehand.
well, if you don't tell her that she's the ultimate hostess, then you'll end up like the others. All
With
right.
the mostest, indeed. And then, like, the statues in the bottom floor are all very appropriate, just people in normal poses. You might think, oh, just some statues made of ice. But,
Yeah.
like, as you go up and go deeper, you find people like, and if, being frozen, and maybe we could give her like a kind of Medusa ability, but to freeze people into ice or something.
Ooh,
Mm,
yes. I like that.
mm,
Um, yeah, fire is sort of hypnotizing. So, I think back to that. So before we start wandering away, they get this charm effect there.
mm,
So they have a save to see
yes.
whether they feel compelled to explore.
Mm, yes.
So maybe they either explore of their own volition because, I mean, we've been left here and this is a nice house and it seems pretty empty, right?
Mhm.
What do less noble adventurers do in that case? Well,
Loot.
we're gonna loot this place before we get out of here.
Yeah, make sure it's very like it's described as very well appointed, right?
Opulent.
Even opulent even,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's like, we
Tapestries and
gotta have these gaudy gold chairs and
yeah,
stuff.
there's candelabra everywhere, yeah.
Well, and the candelabra, of course, if you, it's real gold. It is.
Real gold, yeah, we're not kidding around.
You could
But it
find
makes you
that
wonder, right? Mm.
the whole the whole set of silver, actual silver, in the dining room.
Mm.
So plenty to loot if you want. Um,
Yes.
you start to find some signs that maybe
Mm.
not all is as it should be. Like you said, we find those statues frozen in various areas, all like charming on the first floor. I can only do so many poses in this bit of
Right,
space.
right?
um,
We
but
voguing here? What's
yeah,
happening? Mm.
yeah, we're we're voguing. Um, then we're gonna go up or we're gonna go down.
Mm. Well, I think down is gonna be some sort of ice cellar, like, like almost like a place
Oh,
where
one of those ice bars.
I love it. There's a bartender down there, and he's just serving like he's like a white or something. He's like undead, half frozen, like he's just serving like quasi frozen.
Go down there, and the only word that he knows, drink,
Drink, and he's like boop, boop, boop.
drink.
Yeah, he lines them up,
Starts
and
to
in the
sing.
back, if you manage to get past him or do some sort of skill check, you find like a cooler where a whole bunch of victims are just like on
Yeah,
hooks, like a meat cooler.
I think maybe too we have the opportunity to meet other people who are still very much alive and
Mhm.
enthralled.
I like that. They think they're just in this wonderful, ice
Oh,
bar, right?
they're like, oh, hey girl, have you been here before? Oh my gosh. You have to
Mhm.
try the um cranberry spritzer. Dwight over there, the white.
Dwight, Dwight the White. Oh my god. Okay, can I just say that like that is the kind of thing that I would come up with on the fly, and my players would just like latch onto and be like, "Tell me more about Dwight. I
I'm
need to
not
know
good at
about Dwight.
names. I'm not
Tell
good
me
at
Dwight's
naming things.
backstory."
Um
And I'd be like, "Oh shit." Um,
the person in the family who's good at naming characters and NPCs is my mom. So
oh
mom, if
really?
you've got
Okay.
any NPC names that we can throw in here, so we're not
Yeah,
all
right.
just like
Better
Gerard
than
and
Dwight
Dwight.
the White, maybe.
Anyway,
White.
Dwight
It's
over
amazing.
there mixes up killer drinks. And
Dwight.
you're just like, okay, um, okay, I don't know.
But he actually does, right? They're actually really good drinks. That's just
They
that's
actually
just
are.
he just plays it straight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Swight. No.
I think that was meant to be Dwight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
Dwight the
I
White.
mean
No,
I mean
White.
I mean
White, not white.
technically Whight, White.
Yeah, right?
But I mean technically in a sense, in the deepest sense, I mean, yes, he's a Karen supremacist. So,
Karen supremacist, right? Yeah, he's there to serve as Karen, right? Above all else.
and if you boil that all down, yes.
Hmm,
But
fair.
anyways, so we got a little mixer going on down in our ice bar, and you can start to snoop, right? Like you said, get back
Mhm.
into the freezer where you find people who are not so alive.
Less so.
Not
Less
so
alive.
alive. Maybe some of
Yeah.
them are just frozen by her like Medusa power, like we talked about.
Mhm. But you could also imagine 1 or 2 that are just, like, whatever, at 0 hit points, but not dead,
Oh yeah, they're just like in a frozen catatonic state.
right? It's like if you choose to, like, revive them, maybe, healing medicine or whatever,
Yeah,
you could.
that's a great way to start getting some insight onto like, hey, something's weird with this castle. And I think a key
Right?
thing is, if we're going to backtrack a little bit back to the front door,
Mm.
of course, it's locked now.
That's
Very
right.
much
Yeah, yeah.
so.
They don't want you to leave,
Magically
yeah.
sealed. No, you
Right,
can
and
check
yeah,
in, but you can never leave.
this is, Hotel California, I gotcha.
It's always a
Mhm,
good time for a Hotel California reference.
right,
Um,
of course. So, yeah, and if you do thaw them, they don't understand what happened exactly, they just know they strayed into an area they weren't supposed to be in.
yeah, they were
That's all
here
they know.
and they were warming themselves by the fire, and then they thought they'd look around a little bit, and then like they had opened the door to like a bedroom or something, like a stateroom. It was really nicely appointed. And then they woke up just now.
Mhm.
Yes, I like that.
So
Um,
you know that something's going on upstairs, but you don't know what yet, right? Is this just a security system? The house or its staff protecting people from going where they shouldn't? No, it's more, as you will find out.
yeah. Um, so
Hmm,
then we've got well, so there's some other stuff downstairs too, right? I think
okay.
downstairs somebody mentioned is of course one area that we could initially run into Karen. Maybe
Mhm.
she's down in her jacuzzi steam room oasis. And this is definitely
Yes.
apparently a Michigan thing, and I haven't been to one, but themed spa rooms, themed jacuzzi rooms. So like this is all kitted out like Elsa's castle.
Yes, of course. Quite,
Yes.
shall we say, yeah, yeah, like, elaborate and beautiful and crystalline.
Yes. With like this steaming pool of water. And it has, I don't know, so if she's using it as like a jacuzzi slash cauldron, it's got like, I don't know, desiccated oranges and other potential like,
Oh my god, yes. Like a hot spring, but also with like herbal,
yeah, and like if you look at it
botanicals in
really
it.
quickly,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, okay, those are just like, a nice aroma. And she's like, yes, yes, pay no attention to the eye of newt, leg of frog,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, like people with herbalism kits or expert,
People,
whatever
yeah, people with
proficiency
herbalism
or
kits or survival proficiency and everything, they're gonna be
or
looking at it and
nature. Yeah.
they're gonna be like,
Huh. Hmm.
wait a minute.
Weird mix of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading something about this. So there's a lot of clues here. So
Mm.
she could be here. How do we determine if she's here versus wherever else? Is it gonna be like a like a random encounter roll for this room? Like you could get
I mean,
Karen, or maybe you could get.
I kind of like the idea that this is kind of a judgment call. We could do it as a random roll, but I kind of like giving advice to the
Yeah.
DM. Like, if your players are still under the impression that Karen is not a threat necessarily,
Then
meet her,
this is a great time to meet her and have her
right?
just be like, "You should stay.
Right?
I
Because if they're
delighted
already
to
like, oh, we're
discuss."
going to have to kill Karen, and they meet Karen, they're going to want to attack her, right?
Yeah.
That's no
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think that's great. I think so, like a little sidebar going on here about like
Mm,
if your players aren't convinced yet that Karen's a murderer hack. All right, so cool. So they do that. Could hear. So what happens if they get in the hot tub, in the sauna, in the whirlpool, whatever we're calling it, in the cauldron of doom? Um,
I don't know. Like, does that mean that later she can cast spells on them with advantage? Because she's
mm,
like sampled their essence.
because they've willingly submerged themselves in her special brew.
Mm.
Yes, I think that's great too. Um,
Roost
I
of
I
ice
love that.
methods?
I
Yes.
love it. So the roost of ice methods could go regardless of whether or not they're suspicious of Karen at this point in time. So the ice methods
Hmm.
could all scatter at some random point in time, and if like they feel positively toward her, then she could be like, "Ah, gosh, I've been trying to get rid of those. Can you help me?"
Right? Yes.
Um,
And they're
and
like,
of
oh, yes, of
course,
course.
if they are suspicious of her, like the ice methods are of course on her side, and they're trying to distract the adventurers. If they become suspicious of her, they can.
Yes.
I like that, Artemis. I think that the tub could drain them of magical energy.
Mm.
Maybe she has
Spell
advantage
slots?
on
Mm.
any saves versus magical abilities the characters do, and they have disadvantage on any spell attacks. Um, or
Mm.
or or it could be as simple as like spell slots. I hate taking away players' spell slots though. It just
Yeah, I
feels,
agree.
yeah. Oh my goodness,
Thank you.
Reverend J, thank you. And subtext is of course the name of the game at this suburban castle. Um, Nothing is quite as it seems. But what is it?
Mm. Oh.
So we've got the uh jacuzzi cauldron full of aromatics and other
Mm.
unusual, I can't
Yeah,
spell,
yeah, yeah. Sketchy ingredients.
usual uh
Mhm.
potion ingredients.
Potion ingredients. Yes, for sure.
And then
Eh,
we have a nest of boop,
ice
boop,
methods, yes.
ice methods. I love that.
Yeah. And then, so upstairs, I would imagine
All right.
you might find something like, okay, I just had this image of going upstairs and finding this like grand ballroom made of ice, right? Like a very visually striking space, right? With weird
And
music playing, right? Hmm?
yeah, yeah, I like that. And ballrooms do tend to have a lot of mirrors to make the space seem bigger. So this could be
Mm,
where we funnel into our mirror maze, right?
yes,
So
yes,
if you approach the large mirror, you're able to step through it
yes.
into the mirror.
Into
Oh,
some sort of,
yes.
that might be the only way to get to her lair is through the mirror labyrinth.
Next to mirror, I like labyrinth better. Yes, labyrinth, which leads to to her suite.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and let's make it sound more like look more like a suite. Like you emerge finally from the mirror maze, and I can imagine
It's this
challenges in there,
grand, elaborate
right?
suite
Even
where
like,
she's got a bedroom area, a sitting room
yeah,
area,
it's
a
very like,
closet, a bathroom,
yeah,
like the whole little apartment area over here.
mm,
She probably even has a mini bar in there because, you know.
uh, well, I mean, you enter into like an entertainment space, like a salon, even, right? Made of all of
Yes.
ice.
Let's see. J Chill, does she have the ability to enchant her guest mind? Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
She's a hag. She's a master of
Mm.
illusions, of charm, and other
Manipulation. Sure.
manipulation.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd say she's probably got a touch of divination magic.
Yeah, I think I can imagine her in her
Oh,
lair having like some sort of ice crystal that she looks into to see everything that happens in her domain. You know what I mean?
ooh, an ice crystal ball.
Mm.
All right, so let's back up a second to the mirror labyrinth.
Hmm.
We're writing a whole dang adventure, everybody. We
We
passed
sure
the bar.
are. Well, they said an encounter, but you're going to get multiple. We under promised, over delivered. That's the way you do it.
um, when we publish this, depending on where this gets published to, some things might get changed because
Fair. Yeah.
SRD and
Fair.
OGL.
True. Fair. I don't think
uh,
Jacuzzi Cauldron is covered though, so we're good.
no, no, that's free and open game. Um,
Actually, I don't think anything here is not in the SRD.
No, I think so far everything's good. I wasn't sure on ice methods specifically, but I think they are. And
Good
I
point. Good
definitely
point.
but we could, I mean, if ice methods are, then we could just make up an ice
Mm,
thing. I've made up ice creatures before. Ice
absolutely.
spiders.
I know, right? Let's see. Let's find here. Method.
Um but yeah. So obviously
We're good.
um
Ice Method is in the OGL SRD. Yep.
nice. All right. Scotty's rule. You didn't tell him how long it would really take. Yeah, frost berries. Exactly, Brian. They could be any.
Right.
We just you just gotta, if you're gonna copy it, just make it look like your own work, okay?
Exactly. Just, file off the serial number. We're fine.
Yes. I like this. Uh, I don't know if you're listening. You're not listening to the stream because that would throw you off to hear your voice. But the music right
Mm.
now is really good.
I take your word for it. Yeah, I muted it because otherwise I'm hearing like
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
delayed own voice, which is like
yeah.
totally confusing.
All right. Mirror labyrinth, right? So the
Yes.
longer you spend in the mirror labyrinth, the more susceptible you are. I think maybe um I think we go back to like that stress mechanic, right? The longer you stay lost, the more stress you gain, or whatever
Mm,
we want here, right?
hmm.
So you're getting stressed, and that's perfect because Karen's gearing up for a confrontation.
Yes, she is. So do you want to do something like a series of skill checks to find your way out of the maze? Each time you fail one, the DC for your saves goes up by one.
It could be skill checks, but I'd like to also offer, some opportunities for people who are, familiar with ways to get out of mazes to role play
Fair.
this out, right? So like if we've
Yes.
got people who are like, oh man, I've brought this tube of lipstick and I'm gonna mark every time I turn.
Right.
Or little
I
Timmy who
always
brought
going
red.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Um and of course, throughout here, I think that's a great spot to put in some more
Mhm.
um, environmental hazards. Like Artemis
Mm.
suggested, ice piercers among ice stalactites. And
Ooh,
yes, in the
wicked.
in the mirror maze, absolutely, yeah. Follow the left
Hmm.
wall, right? So everybody's
Yeah,
got a
that's
great.
my technique.
So like the actual traversing of the maze can go any number
Mm,
of ways.
that's fair.
Series of skill checks if they use,
Or, yeah.
spells to help guide them, or if they use something, then they automatically succeed on X number of
Hmm.
them. Just so people aren't like, oh gosh, I rolled 3 1s and
No, no,
on
I
my
agree.
second.
Yeah, you always want a good DM always, relies on role play over roles, right?
Role play
And
versus
but if they
role
get
play.
but if they get yeah, but if they do get stuck, you can be like, all right, well, roll survival. Let's see how you do, right,
Yeah.
etc.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I think, kind of important thing here if we want
Mm,
them. Yes. So some saves and stuff to determine what enemies are real in the maze. So reflections
Fair.
of ice demons there.
Mhm.
Maybe they see the reflection of their evil self, or their good self if they're evil.
Yeah, I
Battle
do
of
like the
battle of
idea,
wits. Yeah.
right? The idea of like facing off again, steps out of the mirror and you're like, oh no, it's me, right?
Yeah.
Classic mirror
Uh all
confrontation.
right. So we got skill skill checks, but also role play. So environment. I can't spell that. Hazards.
Hey, you did it.
Ice piercers. I was like, what's the word here?
Love it.
With stalactites. I don't know how to spell
Tights.
them. They
Tights.
hold.
Yep.
They hold to the ceiling. They hold tight.
They hold tight. Yep, that's right. That's my
I
mnemonic.
I always remember stalactites, C for ceiling, stalagmites, G for ground, but everybody do it their own way.
Mm, Stalac.
Um,
Yeah, you're right. Stalactites. Good point.
reflections. Which enemies are real?
Mm.
Maybe um depending on something.
Well, I mean, honestly, using their exact same character sheet would be too tough a fight, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, no.
So maybe like
I mean,
have like
at this
doppelganger
level,
step
yeah.
out. Yeah, right. So like
Yes.
doppelganger step out, right?
Ooh, doppelgangers.
Right? Because
Yeah.
then it's like they could probably manage the fight, but
All right.
it'll be tough,
So
and they'll
then we
look like
get
them. Blah
to
blah
then we
blah.
get to Karen's lair.
Mm.
All right. So I heard a couple of closet full of scrolls, some really nice shoes with scrolls tucked in them. Um, closet of scrolls and
Mm.
tomes,
Well, you need your treasures after all.
some tucked inside
That'd be kind of a
shoes.
fun place for her to
Secret
store her
shoe.
treasures and her shoes, right?
Um,
Her shoe collection.
mhm.
This Karen has a lot of shoes after
And
all,
she's
right?
got some tucked down inside of her little handbag
Mm.
too.
Mm.
Um, and um, yeah, yes.
It works.
And then uh, oh yeah, helpful items in the maze too. Um, I also love the idea of adding a picture of the Ice King, right? So
Mm.
maybe she used to live here and she was living a little suburban dream.
With the Ice King?
Yeah, and then
What happened to the Ice King?
um well, either he disappeared, he stepped out on her and never came back, or we could find him later.
Mm. Hmm. I like the idea of at least at the beginning, you get the impression that he deserted Karen,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why Karen is so bitter, right? She just wanted love and lost it, and now she's taking it out on everyone else. And then later, maybe you learn that the Ice King, I don't know, he's the real villain.
Mm,
Mhm.
he is hmm yes. So what Reverend Jay said was add a picture in the bedroom of the Ice King when it betrayed her for that, tall, skinny candy. That gives that depth of story and the follow up hook. Um,
Yes.
and then so with that, like, um, if you start talking to her about him, I think that's
Mhm.
definitely when she transforms into Super Mega Karen.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh, Candy, that lanky fire ganassi from across the kingdom. Oh yeah, she's always bad news. Um,
That's hilarious.
change Bagman's abilities from Van Richten's to travel through mirrors and take the appearance of those who walk near it.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. All right. We need a couple of satisfying abilities for Karen. So I like
We
how do
have
we
the
do that?
Screech.
Portrait of Ice King, right? So she's got her Screech,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So the Screech is, of course, that's definitely psychic damage.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
Karen's abilities. Screech. Um, ah, is I can't spell psychic damage.
Mhm.
And that's an AOE, so that's kind of like her
Mhm.
baseline one. Ooh,
I
icy
also
stare. I
yes.
love that one too.
Yeah, right. Icy Stare, that's a targeted. That's a spell attack.
That's where she tries to turn you into an ice statue.
Yes. That's the one.
Um,
Targets
uh,
only one character. That's it.
targeted attack. Like petrifying gaze.
Mhm.
I like that. So you take the damage and you still have the save there, so you might start turning to ice, but maybe she needs to amp it up. Maybe she
Mm.
needs to stare you down harder. I think, of course, so we're going for, sorry, you came in, yeah. So
Tier 2, I believe.
like 7 to 8 ish, tier 2, somewhere in
Yeah,
there, yeah.
right.
Backwards logic. Psychic damage and maybe also confusion, right? So maybe that's where
Yes.
she starts arguing. So it's got so
Yeah, she's right.
that's kind of like when someone does their an aura effect.
Yeah, I also like the idea that that is her. Like, that's where the DM can share her backstory. The
Yes.
DM's like, that's when the Karen explains that the whatever he was, the Ice King, left her and was a terrible person, and these people are just perpetuating his bullshit or whatever. And so she's very angry at you about that, and that does damage to you
So
as an
it's
aura.
got an aura effect,
Mhm.
deals
You're just like the Ice
damage.
King.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I like that. And I also think that she should just have something where she's also just got, I don't know, a handbag or a shoe or literally whatever's near, but she's proficient
Mm.
in it and she could use that as like a bludgeoning weapon.
Yeah, but it
So
has to really give it a wallop, though.
oh yeah, yeah. So power grab. Um I like that. Either by force or telekinetically. She doesn't need to be standing next to you. She could just like I want that. No, it's mine. um
That's cute.
Um, I
What? Yeah, I'm not gonna call out gender on particular characters, but
yeah.
I do like
Um,
the idea of her stealing your fucking your weapon or whatever you might be holding.
maybe I don't even know if it needs to be gender. I think we could go there if we wanted to do something where it's like uh I don't know. If we were gonna do anything, I'd do it more just like people who aren't attracted to the female persuasion. Or they're what
Mhm.
regardless of their gender.
Fair. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're
But then
like,
again, like
sorry, Karen, you're just not my type.
how many D&D players are like, "Oh, I'm going to identify specifically whether I'm bi, straight, or
No.
pan or what?" Not very
Exactly.
many.
No. Um
And also, I think
Warhammer handbag of headaches. uh
yeah, we do need one melee attack. I like it.
Steals weapons, telekinetic
Kinetic, yeah. Lee.
if necessary. I gotta scroll up some more, everybody. I could make this slightly smaller so I could fit more of it there. Still
Mm,
big enough to read. Yeah, there we go.
mhm.
And
Got it.
then, um, I love that
Handbag of headaches.
handbag or whatever of headaches.
Yep.
Bludgeon.
Ooh, all caps,
I don't know
bludgeoning
how to
effect.
spell. I don't know how to spell bludgeon.
Geon. There you go.
There
Bludgeon
we
them
go.
to death. Yay! I love it.
I think that's a pretty solid, right? Um,
Yes.
and
Couple fun
be,
abilities. Maybe make like backwards logic be an ongoing effect, like not an action.
yeah, it's an
So like,
aura.
yeah,
It's an
so
aura.
like Screech and Icy Stare are actions, and maybe she can do one each around, or like she can Screech and Icy Stare and Pyro but she can only do two of the three every round, or all
I don't know.
three.
Maybe this applies fear.
Yeah, I like that. If you,
I thought
yeah, like saving
to
throw
kind of
or be
to
afraid
kind
or
of
be
help.
frightened. Yep.
And then she should also have, and this needs to be something that's limited. Maybe it has a recharge, something where she can summon minions.
Mm, call the manager. I love it. For lean into the Karen thing, right? Call the manager and then like an ogre shows up or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, let's see. This is gonna be
yeah, it's a
uh
recharge like on a 1 to 5 or 6
a
roll.
recharge ability, five, 5 or 6. And summon the manager. I like that. All right, cool. So this looks like it's at least 2-hour holiday adventure.
Right? For sure. Just fighting Karen.
All right. All right, so let me scroll back up and let's recap
Mhm.
what we've got for everyone.
Yes, for sure.
So, because we're pretty much at time for this show,
Hmm.
but I have
Yep.
excellent news for everyone. And let me write this here at the top. Next episode is December 22nd.
Yes.
Woo!
Next week. We're going to do
Next week.
another one next Thursday.
Yeah.
Join us, everybody. It'll be fun. For real.
Uh,
Tell your friends.
we'll do something silly. This has been fun. All right, so we got a mid-tier adventure, level 7 or 8ish. It's optimized for that, but you can play it with anything between 5 and 10. Set
Hmm.
in our suburban castle as hidden rooms. The adventurers have been wandering about in this desolate area, and they stumble upon here, and they just start to feel this bitter chill. They have to um it really just kind of forces them to head inside. The front door beckons warmly and everything. It actually starts to take recurring cold damage if they loiter outside, kind of forcing them to hurry inside. Once they get to the front door, they are further invited in by Gerard, the ice golem butler, who is super welcoming, who offers them a lovely drink, actually lovely, perhaps
Yeah.
potentially a confusing tea, who knows?
Go downstairs to
And
our group fire.
invites them to explore and make themselves at home.
Mhm. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
from there, they can wander about and find some
The Ice
people
Lodge.
frozen in pretty statues, but they're just regular ice statues, right? There's nothing
Of
funny
course,
happening
they're
there.
just made of ice. They're not people.
Then they can start exploring further downwards, where they can meet Dwight, the white bartender in our ice bar. They might find
Freaking
the
Legos.
yum. They might find the freezer there, full of
Mm,
um less lovely frozen statues, and also just some comatose previous victims who aren't dead yet. Can be
frosty people.
yeah, just cryogenically frozen right now. They can be revived, saved, and get you a little
Mm,
information. Can also potentially encounter Karen down in her jacuzzi cauldron room, which
very friendly,
seem yeah very friendly at this point in time if they're not onto her.
though.
Um, they take a bath in the jacuzzi. They are, of course, a little bit more susceptible to her charm and persuasion, and she invites them all to, just stay a while.
Of course.
Maybe there's going to be a dance up in the
Oh,
ballroom or whatever. Then, if we wander upstairs, we could find some bedrooms and stuff because, of course, we're
mm-hmm,
having guests and everything. Find a couple of hidden rooms if
mm-hmm.
you look very hard, where start to find maybe clues about like I don't know, maybe hidden notes from people where like they're saying like get out. At some point in time maybe you discover that it's not that easy. You can't just leave.
The door is locked after you enter,
Yeah,
and all the windows are solid ice. You cannot get out.
you have to defeat
Yes.
Karen or send a message for help to bring others here.
And you
Um
eventually find your way to the mirror labyrinth, don't you?
we find our way maybe help her with the nest of ice methods um
Mhm, mhm,
or just deal with the ice methods. We find our way to the ice ballroom, which connects to the mirror labyrinth, which will eventually lead you
yes.
to Karen's suite. The mirror labyrinth has a series of encounters and challenges there. Who knows? It's kind of your worst fears reflected back on you in ice form.
Mm.
I like that.
Doppelgangers, perhaps?
Doppelgangers. Have you been naughty? Your doppelganger knows.
I mean, I have, but moving on.
It's not that stream. Um, Ice demons there. So then we get to Karen's lair, where it is decadent. It is beautiful. Everything is pale whites, light blues, light pinks. Beautiful.
Mhm,
She's got a closet full of scrolls and tomes. Some of them are real cutely tucked away inside shoes, handbags. Oh, absolutely. There
mhm.
are trapdoors and ice slides somewhere in this house. There are.
Ice slides. Oh my god, yes.
She had these ice slides built for the kids she was gonna have, and thank goodness
Oh,
she did not.
with the Ice King? Oh,
The Ice
backstory.
King backstory. There's a portrait of the Ice King in the bedroom, and that's when you really start to get into Karen's backstory, and the inner monologue comes out as you've breached
Mm,
her sacred sanctum, and she's not very happy about that now. Like nobody's supposed to get this far. So
mhm.
what are the books about? I like that. That's a great question. I think maybe, maybe we could come up with magical tomes on the next one.
I like
Hmm.
that idea.
All right, we're gonna
Really,
get
there's a book to make an ice golem, right?
clearly. There are books on frosty magics.
Mm,
So creating ice golems, enthralling, ice methods and whatever
mhm.
other icy creatures, as well as like how to perfect her icy stare. I don't know why I'm doing it like that when we're
You say
saying that it's her eyes. Those are her.
I also
Those were.
let's be clear, there also needs to be at least one book on making, like, icy cocktails for her ice bar.
Of course, there are definitely numerous
Mm,
mixology books throughout the house. You can fight Karen here. She's
yes.
got numerous powers, um, all equally devastating. She can
Okay.
screech, which can you can end up scared of Karen at that. It's an AOE, everyone within the
Uh-huh.
vicinity. She can
Mhm.
try to start freezing you like the other unfortunate statues you've seen. She's got an
Exactly.
aura effect. If you get too close to her, you get caught up in this where like you can't argue with her anymore. There's no point in arguing with her. She's not
Love
making
it.
any sense.
Mhm.
You just can't. If you've got something she want, oh, how to build the perfect snow fort. I love that. Um, yes, snarky journals, of course.
Do you
Yes,
want to make a snowman? Obviously.
how to build a snowman. Um, and power grab. She could steal your weapons if you're getting like feisty. No, you're not supposed to hit me. No, no, mine. And
Mine,
then
mine,
the
yes.
handbag of headaches, of course, if you start to assault her. You obviously hit her first, regardless of who actually swung first. So she is going to bludgeon the shit out of you.
Right? But if you give her trouble, she will summon the manager.
Yes.
And I floated the idea the manager is an ogre, but it could be whatever we like.
Maybe it's an ice troll.
I like that. I think that might be yeah, I like ice troll. That makes me feel good about that. I think an ice troll is exactly what you'd summon.
So, if Karen's feeling like it's not a fair
Saucy,
fight, there are more of you than
right?
there are of her. Like, oh my god, seriously, why did you
Oh
even?
my god, you're ganging up on me? Right. A
Oh, I think
Yeti.
I think
Yeah.
a Yeti. I think a Yeti's a little bit too powerful. But I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah.
Who knows? We could see. Maybe, maybe if she summons an ice troll the first time, and then if she does it again, it's a yeti. I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm?
Um,
Maybe next session, maybe next whatever stream, we could make a new creation. What does the
maybe.
manager look like?
Yes. All right. Well, with that, um, this has been a delightful time.
That's been fun. Ed.
An ice troll named Ted. Oh gosh.
Mm,
Don't pick on Ted.
don't
He's
make me
just.
summon Ted. I will do that right now.
You'll wish you were dead if you have to deal with him.
Ooh.
It's just ah,
You'll wish you were
honestly.
dead to deal with Ted? Oh my.
Um, but yeah. So this has been episode 1 of
Get geeky.
with Gwen and Jenny. I'm so proud of us. Neither of us fucked up.
I know, right? Gwen and Ginny, not Gwynny. Gwen and Ginny. See? It's very easy. Rolls off the tongue.
And Gregory, of course, we love Gregory. It starts with a G, so Gregory can, of course, Gregory could be. Gregory would definitely be a potential ally here.
For sure. Yeah, Gregory is not the manager because
Maybe Gregory is secretly the Ice King.
oh, I need to know more about Gregory.
Yeah, we need to know more. Let's think on that. But anyways, though, before we're here all night, that's gonna be
Fair.
it for this episode. Tune in next week, and then we're gonna take a little holiday hiatus. And then we're gonna be back for at least 2 episodes in
Mhm,
January. And if I don't know if you all like this, we could probably keep it going
mhm.
all winter long. This is kind of our little project that we've put together to chase away the winter blues
Yeah.
and to hang out with all of you.
Yay. I love it.
All right. If you missed the beginning of this, it'll be in the VODs and it'll also go up to YouTube. Um, but until then, are we having guests? We hadn't thought about guests, Brian. I
We
mean,
hadn't yet.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, whatever. I
Oh,
mean, if this rolls, if it like, if it, people want to keep watching, you and I can keep talking. But
yeah.
if we want to reach into February, oh my God, we might want to get guests.
We might.
Bring in a Valentine's Day guest or something.
Yeah. 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 But I'm Jenny.
Mm.
You can find me online at Jenny Loveday on all the places. And yeah. Gwen.
I'm Gwen Marshall, Gwen H_H_Marshall on Twitter, Gwen Marshall most places. Look for me online. Otherwise, I'll see you here next week.
Alrighty, everyone. Until next time. Toodaloo.
Bye bye.
Dang it! I cut you before you said that.